So when Mr. Barnett first came up to me and asked me to do this, I was a little like hesitant. I didn't really know what I was supposed to teach on, didn't know any of those kind of things. So I just said, you know what, let me pray about it. And I ended up coming back to him the next day and saying, yes, I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity because I find that this is definitely a time where I can go and it can be one of the last messages I give to the school before I leave. So I really wanted to take this opportunity to do that. So after praying about it for a little bit and stuff, I went and came up with two topics, and I was trying to decide between the two of them. Both of them are forgiveness and being real, and I decided to do them both. So just bear with me. I'm going to try to compare them a little bit, but who knows? We'll see. So for forgiveness, the first verse that I have is Matthew 18:21 and 22. Then Peter came up and said to him, Lord, how often will my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 77 times. In this verse, we see Peter asking Jesus how many times he's going to have people sin against him and then he's going to forgive them. And I think the key words there is how many times he's going to forgive them back. Because people are going to sin against you all the time. People are going to cause you to, they're going to gossip about you. They're going to do different things about you. But it's the key words there is how many times are you going to forgive him back? And I think that's important to know is how many times we are going to be able to live in a posture of forgiveness and forgive those people as well. And then the next two verses are pretty much just commands and following what Jesus is like. So Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you. So just because God forgave us, we also must forgive. And then Colossians 3:13, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you. So you must also forgive. I mean, it's written clear as day in that third verse. It says, so you must also forgive. It is a command. We are commanded to forgive one another regardless of what they have done against us. And Christ forgave all of us, no matter how many times we sin, no matter how many times we've done little things. We think of all of the sins that you've ever done, all the things that you will ever do, and Christ forgave you for it. You're already forgiven. So why can't we go about our lives and forgive this person for not inviting us to the party, or forgive this person for leaving us out of the conversation, or whatever it might be? These little things, we need to have a posture of forgiveness and forgive them on the daily. And so a little quote that I have, it says, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. Holding on to unforgiveness doesn't hurt the person that you're trying to get at, or doesn't seek revenge. It doesn't do any of that. All it does is make you a prisoner. And so I have just a story about this is about a year ago, my youth pastors decided that they were going to leave the church, and they just didn't do it really well. It was kind of messy. It was kind of a little sloppy on how they did it, and it really hurt a lot of people, and it really hurt me, and I really didn't even realize it did until later on, and I was just holding on to this unforgiveness and this kind of like, I don't know, like grudge, I guess, and as we just went about it, I just felt like it was getting heavier and heavier, and it was just too much to bear with. And so on senior trip, I just gave it up and said, you know what, God, this is yours. I don't need it anymore. How about you take it? You died on the cross for this. Why am I holding on to this anymore? And so I was able to give that over to the Lord and forgive those people. And now it's like a weight is lifted off. It's like I was once a prisoner and now I'm set free. So in order to forgive someone, you have to give it over to the Lord and let Jesus do it through you. And then moving on to the next slide, it's a picture of a Stephen Curry jersey. I don't know about you, but if I were to put on this jersey, I do not think I would be able to shoot as good as Stephen Curry. I don't think it would make me him. Just because it says Curry on the back, it does not mean that I'm going to be able to shoot like him, dribble like him, pass like him, whatever it is. Next slide. And then a Tom Brady jersey. I can't put that on and throw a football like him. I can't throw it as far, as hard, as accurate, anything like that. I'm not going to be able to win several Super Bowls. So next slide as well. And then boxing gloves. If I were to get put in a ring and have some boxing gloves, I'm not going to be able to be like Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson and knock the person out or win the fight or do these different things. I haven't trained for that. I haven't exercised accordingly in order to do those things. So I think it's important for us to realize that if we are walking every day and we can't put on jerseys and be like other people, so why do we try to put on a Jesus jersey every morning? Why do we try to be like Jesus and do these different things? Yes, being like Jesus is good, but it's not about putting on something that's not you. What you should be is Jesus inside of you. and allow Jesus to shine through you and actually have him in your heart. Because there's a transformation when you have Jesus, and it's not just a cover-up. It's not just a facade of what people are trying to get you to see. So 1 John 2:9 says, whoever says he is in light and hates his brother is still in darkness. If you are claiming to be a believer, claiming to be in the light, and you are still hating your brother, you're still hating against other people, you're sinning, you're doing these different things, it says that you're still in darkness. It says that you're still not in the light. You're not a part of that. So if we live and go about our lives and we are still sinning against other people, it clearly says that we're still in darkness. So we need to move past that and actually be a part of the light and change. There's a transformation that goes there. And then the last verse I have is Matthew 7:21-23, which says, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of the Father who is in heaven. On that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. I mean, that's pretty intense. I mean, they're casting out demons. They're doing mighty works in his name. They're doing these great things. And they're just using Jesus' name, but Jesus is still saying, depart from me, I never knew you. They're not going to be able to make it into heaven. They're not going to do those things. And so it's not about how many good things you do. It's not about how many times you're going to be able to do great things and do things for Jesus, do things for his name. It's not about that. It's about having a relationship with him and actually transforming your life to be him and not just put on a fake Jesus around you. So just a couple challenges for today. I really challenge you guys to just evaluate your life and see if there's any unforgiveness that you have held on to. If there's any unforgiveness that you've had, just the first step in changing is you have to realize it. You have to recognize what you've done. And then the second step is to forgive those around you. Just say, dear God, I pray that you will allow me to forgive these people, and I can just give this up to you and not worry about it being a burden on yourself anymore. And then challenge number 3 is just to be real. Be yourself. Don't wake up every morning and try to be the person that other people want you to be. Don't try to wake up every morning and try to be the person that your parents, your teachers, your pastors want you to be. Just be who you are. Christ made you perfect. He did not make a mistake with you. So don't try to be someone else. Don't try to be someone that you're not. And then finally, stop putting on a facade of who you want others to see, and instead be yourself and let Christ shine through you. I think the key words with that is letting Christ shine through you. If you're going about your day and you're just living it and you're being yourself, great. But you have to let Christ shine through you and let him glorify you and be a light to those around you. So thank you for letting me come up. I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Barnett and the panel now.